what is debt recycling?
Debt recycling? Very good question. So debt recycling, the best way to explain it is by giving you an example. Debt recycling, by definition, is recycling the debt. What do accountants and tax agents mean by that? So let's say you have a PPOR, so you've got your own home, and you've got a loan with your own home at the moment. Okay. Let's say you've got $1 million in debt for your own home, primary place of residence.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have $1 million in cash.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of using that part of that $1 million to go and buy another investment property, debt recycling simply means you use that $1 million to pay off your home loan completely, and then draw out the cash. So take out equity from that home, because now it's completely paid off, to then invest. Now, why would we do that? Because you've just created a new loan for the purpose of investment. Whereas if you just used your own if you just use your own cash to buy an investment property, that cash is not tax deductible.
Okay.
So maybe I'll give another example.
I actually understand that. Good.
I'm trying to make it dead simple that everyone can understand.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase again, and I'll give a better example hopefully. Let's say you have your own primary place of residence. You have $1 million against that home that you're currently living in, and you have $1.2 million in cash, hypothetically. You then decide you're wanting to buy your first investment property, second investment property for that matter. For a deposit for that investment property, you would use maybe $100,000, $200,000 to purchase that home. The tax deductibility of this new investment property is limited to the loan that's going to be taken out but using that investment property.
So for example, if I'm buying a property of 500,000 and I have paid 100,000 as a deposit, and then I've borrowed the 400,000. In a normal scenario, all interest paid on the 400 is tax deductible.
Correct.
However, what you're saying is that 100,000, because that was borrowed against the equity of my home, any interest paid on that is also tax deductible.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Spot on. Correct. Yeah. So
I told you I'm smart.
So debt recycling, it just simply means you're paying off your debt, you're paying off your non-deductible debt. So non-deductible debt is debt on your own home that you're living in. You pay that off, and then you take it back out again for an investment purpose. Instead of just using the cash that you've got to straight away buy the investment property, you pay off your non-deductible debt, and then, so that's in a way what we call recycling. So that's why the term debt recycling.
So what sort of evidence would you need to have to be able to show to the ATO that this debt was taken as a process of debt recycling? Okay,
good question. So for supporting evidence, come tax time, I would typically ask all my clients, say they've bought the property in that financial year that we're doing the tax return for. I would be asking them, show me all the loan statements, so it's clear where the funds originated to purchase this property.
Okay.
In your example, let's say we've got the $400,000. That's a separate loan account. With the additional $100,000, I'd ask them, okay, show me the loan statement that clearly shows that particular loan is taken out against the security of your current home, current primary place of residence, and the loan statement itself would suffice. The idea is that we need to be able to show the ATO that even though there's a different security involved, i.e. taking the $100,000 loan using your own PPOR, the intent and purpose of that loan is for this investment property. Okay. That's the key. Okay. So it's all about what's the use of the loan.
Okay.
For the interest to be tax deductible.
Yeah. Okay. This is something that I've actually learned new. So
good.
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 So yeah.
Very good.
So I think this kind of fix everything that I had down for today.
Good.
However, I'm sure there'll be more questions around trust and superannuation funds and stuff like that, investment. So we'll see how we go with this one, and if I have more questions that's been raised by the clients, then I may ask you to come and join us again.
Feel free to reach out to me.